What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today, we have another Grandmaster level matchup featuring Warcraft 3 versus StarCraft 2. Well, technically, StarCraft 1. This is brought to you by the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod, which puts together Brood War, Warcraft 3, and StarCraft 2 into one game. It's absolutely absurd. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our red Humans player QuanTa going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our blue Brood War Zerg player Hummingbird. Hummingbird already has a scout on the other side of the map. Man, I wish I could read Korean, because last game I cast with these two players, they were talking a lot, and I could not read any of it. Anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, I do cast custom StarCraft 2 content, so if custom StarCraft 2 is something you're interested in watching more of, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Back to the show. Hummingbird going for a relatively greedy play. We have the creep colony as well. One thing I want to mention, the meta I'm observing develop right now is the StarCraft players are building a lot of static defense. So I assume these creep colonies are going to morph into sunken colonies relatively soon. The base and the natural is also now finished. But the reason I think, and this is actually exactly it, the reason I think the StarCraft players are going for the early static defense is because right now we have the Mountain King. This is a hero unit for the humans. And the very first cast, or at least one of the first casts I did featuring this mod, the Warcraft player just built a hero unit and straight up basically won the game because of that. Because look at this. This is a 365 HP unit at 2 minutes into the game. Just about 3 minutes into the game. So I think static defense is almost required where this mod is concerned. And look at this. Just about halfway dead from those two sunken colonies. That's actually a really good defense from Hummingbird. Also had the full airtight wall. I love the placement of this macro hatchery. We did see a cancel on this structure as well. I actually didn't get a chance to see what that was. But forcing the Mountain King to run away. And at the same time, we have some Zerglings in retaliation to this. The Mountain King must have used the Scroll of Town portal to get home and forces those Zerglings away. But what do we see on the map right here? This is insane. Hummingbird. I love this. I love this, man. Both of these players, as far as I know, are Grandmaster players from Korea, so I expect nothing but greatness. And we are back. I just realized I had my health bars all messed up. So anyway, we are back. The Zerglings actually running through into the main base for the humans player. We did not have an airtight wall, unfortunately, but the humans, the peasants, going for the militia and killing quite a few Zerglings. Did any workers get killed? We have 2 workers that were killed by the blue player, but that's really not so bad. The rest of the Zerglings do get destroyed. And here we go, this hatchery, man. I am so excited to see what play Hummingbird has in store for us. We have a lot more Zerglings coming out from the main base for the Brood War Zerg player, and they are running across the map to do some damage to our humans player. But QuanTa, learning his lesson, now has an airtight wall, and I believe they are in hold position, or I guess stop, technically. Oh, nope, I would put these guys on hold, especially because you have a lot of Zerglings kind of waiting, I guess. Not necessarily running into your base right now, but this is looking really scary, man. QuanTa, you're kind of stressing me out, dude. To be fair, this isn't a tremendous amount of Zerglings, but are we going to see, wow, Hummingbird, this is a flex, mining off of the proxy base, and now, just as QuanTa leaves his base, Hummingbird taking the opportunity to run into the main base for the red humans player. All these peasants become militia. So if you are not familiar with Warcraft 3, and I'm definitely no expert in Warcraft 3, I am a StarCraft 2 content creator, but the peasants can run to the town hall and become militia, and that allows them to do some extra damage. We also have the swordsmen. I believe they're called the swordsmen. The footmen, excuse me. So able to take out those Zerglings. Honestly, only 1 worker killed. With that huge commit of Zerglings, I feel like, honestly, QuanTa is really holding these Zergling pushes really well. Taking a look at the resources lost, 600 minerals lost, or sorry, 600 resources lost by the blue Zerg player to 200 resources lost by our red humans player. Taking a look at the production tab as well, we have 1-1 on the way for for the Humans player, we have one melee attack upgrade for the Zerg player on the way as well. We have more Zerglings on the way. This is really similar to Hummingbird's last game. I did a cast with these two players recently. It was actually my last cast, and I believe it was Hummingbird playing the Zerg, and he went like mono Zerglings for the longest time. Or no, actually, maybe it was QuanTa. I have to go back and look. I already forgot. That is bad. That is bad. I have so many videos in the bank that I just forget sometimes, you know. But night has fallen. We have more Zerglings running across the map. Dude, this creep is going to give away Hummingbird's proxy base relatively soon. It's kind of interesting that he's not necessarily using it super aggressively. But, I mean, there's also no such thing as queens for Brood War, at least queens in the sense of, like, a macro unit. You do have a queen as a caster unit, a flying casting unit, but not any queens that allow you to, you know, larva inject. So it would be really interesting to see if we get, like, a proxy hatchery, or not a proxy hatchery, excuse me, a macro hatchery at the proxy hatchery location. What level is our... Okay, here we go. He's still level 1? That doesn't sound right. These footmen destroying these Zerglings. That is insane. Also, wait a minute. Let me see something here. Yeah, it's the Mountain King still. And he's at level 1? No, now he's at level 2. I feel like he's been on the map for quite a long time. We're at 7 minutes into the game, and he's still at, you know, below level 5. That is interesting. I guess the Zerglings don't give a lot of XP. All right, let's see what is going on back home for the Zerg player. We have Lurkers on the way. Actually, Lurkers already finished. I like this, man, and look at that. The StarCraft 1 Lurkers just look so sick. They literally look terrifying. They look like something out of a horror movie. I swear to God. These Zerglings will be sacrificed. No, great reaction time by Hummingbird. Also spotting the army position for his opponent. Taking a look at the supply as well. 126 supply to 88 in favor for our Brood War Zerg player. Base number 4 is now, well, technically number 5 is now finished. Base number 4, I think, was down here. Or maybe that was base number 3, actually, that proxy hatch. Oh, man. More sunken colonies, though, defending the 3rd base position. And great movement on these Lurkers. I don't know if QuanTa noticed that. We're going to see a lot of DPS on these ground units. The Lurkers, man, they are really saving Hummingbird right now. This base is really not in that much danger. Unfortunately, though, these are still creep colonies. These are not sunken colonies at the 5th base. There are the queens as well. Oh, wow, this is looking like a really good engagement for our Brood War Zerg player. All the footmen going down. The Mountain King running away, leaving his allies to die. And look at him go. He is not sorry about it at all. He's like, hey, look, I'm going home, man. We're done here. Oh, wow. Okay. And now this proxy hatch might actually provide some reinforcement capability for our Zerg player as well. Oh, man, these queens, they are so cool looking. I love the flying queens from Brood War, man. And this is looking like a really good engagement for Hummingbird as well. The Mountain King still alive. We also have a... Oh, no, never mind. We have a priest. I thought that was a hero unit on the units tab, but no. Mountain King does go down. These Lurkers putting in some tremendous work. I don't think they're... Well, actually, wait a minute. No, the guard tower is not a detection. It's not a detection structure. That is unfortunate for QuanTa. We have the flying machine, though. The flying machine is a detector unit. We'll spot that there are about, what, 6 Lurkers here. But really nothing that... Oh, no. I don't know if this is really anything that QuanTa can deal with right now until he gets some range or something. Here we go. The Paladin. Right here. But he's at level 1. Does get a heal in, but he's definitely going to go down. No, he doesn't go down, actually. But with that effort, the front door was left open by QuanTa, And now we have a lot of Zerglings that ran into the natural base location. How many workers killed? 22 workers killed by our blue player so far. We also have some Zerglings running around in the main base as well. At least one Zergling left. Ultimately does go down, though. The flying machines kind of saving QuanTa for this mid-game right here. What level is our Paladin? Paladin is at level 2. The Mount King is at level 3. We have a surround, but with the 2 hero units and the footmen, and this is honestly a really good spread of units, we'll be able to take out those Zerglings. Now we have 44 Zerglings on the map still. No Lurkers left, though. Let's take a look at the production tab. We have 5 Lurkers on the way. We have a Defiler on the way. And we have a Spire on the way. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. I don't think there's a lot of anti-air for our red humans player, so this is a great move by our blue Zerg player. These Zerglings, man, they are so cool looking. I love the Brood War Zerglings. More Lurkers as well, just crawling around. And the Defiler, likely going to be using Dark Swarm, I think, to go, you know, to deny projectile damage is what I was going to say. And what is this? Why do we have a migration of the Zerg cows, the cattle? Wait. Oh no, these are drop lords. Look at this. Oh man, that's going to be interesting. I wonder if that's for the Lurkers. A decent spread of units by QuanTa, but these Lurkers are just doing so much DPS. The Paladin just doing so much damage to these Lurkers. That is actually insane. The hero units are so good. Oh, I like this. The drop lords at the proxy base location. Also, this base hasn't been spotted at all by our red humans player. And the Brood War Ultralisks have entered the game. This is going to be insane. This is going to be absolutely insane. Dark Swarm indeed lands on top of this melee Zerg army, forcing the retreat of the red human army. Oh man, this is not looking too great for QuanTa. Taking a look at the supply tab, 62 supply to 199 in favor for our blue Zerg player. QuanTa throwing out the GG, giving Hummingbird the victory, but that was kind of a quick game, so let's go ahead and cast one more game from these players. I'll see you for game number 2. All right, you guys, welcome to game number 2. This is the same matchup as last time with the same races, but let's go ahead and reintroduce our players. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our red humans player QuanTa going up against his opponent. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our blue Brood War Zerg player Hummingbird. And I still can't believe Hummingbird's proxy hatch was not detected that entire game. I mean, to be fair, I think QuanTa was just trying to stay alive against those Zerglings. Hummingbird was doing a great job at keeping up the pressure, which is exactly what you want to be doing as a Zerg player. Meanwhile, though, QuanTa is building a full, what looks to be almost airtight wall leading to his natural base and third base location. Or is this going to be an airtight wall? I think that might be. You know what? That's not a bad move. That really kind of puts the focus on the right-hand side. So all QuanTa has to do really is kind of defend the right-hand side of his base. So I like that. I like this wall. Now, looking back at what the Zerg player's up to, we have the Sunken Colonies coming down. We have this this Evolution Chamber, actually. So just one Sunken Colony and an Evo Chamber. But like what I was saying in game number 1, I really like the static defense openers from our StarCraft players, and I think that's almost required because, I mean, the hero units, you have a unit with almost 400 HP at 3 minutes into the game coming to your base. If you don't have some sort of defense outside of, you know, Zerglings, you're kind of screwed. So honestly, I think that's kind of the meta we're going to be seeing. We have the Archmage right here going towards the other side of the map. Now, I had to look this up because it was driving me insane. There wasn't any like solid answer on the internet, but I think even though it looks like Archmage, it's Archmage because if you have that sh sound in front of like a vowel, then it's like a k sound, like Archon, right, with an O. But if you have a consonant, then apparently it's a ch sound. So I guess it's Archmage. It really doesn't make sense, but English doesn't make sense, man. And there was a Discord ping. That was me, not you. I apologize for that. I just set myself to do not disturb We do have the town portal being used by our Archmage, saving himself, going back to the natural base location. Those Zerglings would have definitely killed him. And Zergling speed is done, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So Zergling speed is already done. We also have the Hydralisk den with the muscular augments being researched. So we have what are going to be relatively early Hydras coming out from our Brood War Zerg player. Taking a look at what the humans player is up to. He's just chilling at home, building himself some farms, building himself some barracks, while the barracks are already technically done. And also the guard towers behind the barracks. I like the positioning on that. Base number 3 also coming down for our red humans player. Now base number 4 is coming down for the Zerg player. Taking a look at the units, we have 56 drones to 45 peasants. So economy is looking relatively even. The Zerglings running across the map. Let's see if they can do any damage. Luckily, though, there's no there's no saturation on this base, so the Zerglings won't be able to do too much economic damage, and the positioning is really good for our red player as well. The Zerglings immediately running back home. Not a bad position at all from QuanTa, but this is looking really scary. Do we have Lurkers already researched? No, we don't. So this is going to be Speedlings and Hydras. Oh, man, this is interesting. We have a lair on the way as well. Hummingbird beefing with these rocks. This will open up a lot of surface area for the Zerglings to run around, though, so I'm not mad about that. I don't know. I mean, this position from QuanTa is really good. And also building a scout tower as well, kind of like really forcing a choke point in his base. So this is really good. Also, the flying machines will detect by accident the push from the Zerg player. The Zerglings running a little too far forward, I think, but running back to the range of the Hydralisks. Night falls as well. This is terrifying. This is terrifying for the Warcraft 3 player. Look at this. These monstrosities. Who knows how the humans are reacting to this, or how they would react to this if this were like, you know, Warcraft lore. Oh, man. Lots of the human units are dying, though. Now we just have some riflemen and the Archmage. I would really like to see... Okay, good. I was going to say, Hummingbird, don't split your army, because that Archmage is going to be really powerful if you split that army and reduce your DPS. But right now, this Archmage alone going against an entire army of Hydras. How many Hydras do we have? We have 38 Hydralisks. We have more on the way. Oh, man, this is rough. This is brutal. Base number 3 is now gone, and the front door to the natural base location is now open. This is not looking too good for QuanTa. The militia, the peasants transforming to the militia, preparing for a final stand, but the Hydras are just doing so much damage, and I think Hummingbird deciding, hey, look, I did enough damage. Let's not destroy, or at least let's not let our whole army get destroyed. And I honestly agree with that. Let's take a look at how many workers died. 38 workers killed by our blue player. That is actually insane. QuanTa saying something that I cannot read. The Archmage just about 3/4 of the way dead. But look at how much damage he does. Now he's just dancing around. I think they're just screwing around now. Still kills that Hydra anyway. I mean, at this point, I think QuanTa realizes he's probably done. I mean, let's take a look at the units, actually. 24 workers to 87 in favor for our Brood War Zerg player. If somebody reads Korean, please let me know what these players are saying. I am so curious. Also, if you guys want me to cast any of your own games, join my Discord. I would love to cast more community games. Anyway, QuanTa throwing out the GG, giving the victory once again to Hummingbird. What an awesome pair of games. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email and Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.